Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in this video we're going to be diving into what makes you wonderful, and I've prepared 3 groups for you to choose from. And if you're new here, all you have to do is pick a group or the pile that you are most drawn to. Maybe the stones draw you in, or maybe the cards draw you in. Meditate on the question, what makes me wonderful? And then you will pick your group or groups that you are drawn to, and just go down to the description box or the comment section, and you will click on each of your group and you will get your reading. So let's get straight into the introduction. So for group number 1, I've got Everyday Tarot deck with the clear quartz, and for group number 2 I've got the Wade Smith Tarot deck with the tiger's eyes, and for group number 3 I've got the Crybaby Tarot deck with the black obsidian. So we have these groups. Just pause the video or take a moment of meditation and pick the group or groups that you are attracted to. Just use your intuition to pick, and I'll see you at the click of your timestamp. So welcome group number 1. If you chose this group, this is your reading. What makes you wonderful? Let's take a closer look at the clear quartz. Clear quartz is all about sort of like healing, having that balanced energy and spiritual growth. Perhaps you are feeling the need to have that type of growth or some sort of healing energy, and so, or maybe you are just drawn to the appearance, but let's get right into it. So what makes you wonderful is your passion and your ability to spread love to other people. So you are generally a loving person with lots of love to give, and that sort of like spreads into other people's energy as being very safe and warm to be around. So that makes you a wonderful person for it. And also you're the type of person that is very loyal and giving. So when people talk to you, they can feel your reciprocation, so they feel really secure with you as both friends, family member, or also as your romantic partner, because of your naturally loving and caring type of energy that you bring to the table. So right off the bat, what makes you wonderful is very clear. You are a lover, you have a lot to give, and you just are sort of the person who brings other people peace of mind. And you're the type of person who is pure, innocent, and you don't like to play games. You don't like to really think that you are special, or at least like you're humble about it. You recognize your own strengths, and you just find other people to be interesting, or at least the people that you care about, and you give it your all into those types of relationships as such. So that type of nature in you is very, very special, and that makes you really wonderful. And I want to get more details about what makes you wonderful. So 8 of Swords is all about you in the past. So in the past, you have allowed others to sort of mess with your mind, and for example, they have sort of like told you things that you are not, such as you're sort of like accusatory. Sometimes people projected their own insecurities and fears onto you, and because of that, you felt as though you are what others think that you are. So for example, some people might call you selfish because they see you setting boundaries as a threat. So they call you selfish for having your own boundaries, and you really believed that type of words that other people say. But what makes you really wonderful is that after like hearing those words, you don't really like, at first of course you get swayed into thinking that's who you are, but you sort of like believe in yourself and you finally get over other people's words that are not true about you, because you know who you are and who you are inside. And when you know who you are inside, such as having a good heart, whatever other people say about you is reflection of themselves and their states of mind rather than who you are. So you have that mental strength to get back and bounce back from other people's sort of like very unfair accusations about your character. So you just move on very quickly, and that's because you know who you are, and you just go get over it, and you just like continue being you at the end of the day, group number one. And that makes you really wonderful because you don't let other people's words define who you are, because, well, you know who you are at the end of the day. So you are a person who is very much so passionate, and when you do something, you do it with all of your heart, and you do it even like if you think that you don't really work hard or put efforts too much, you actually are the type of person who is very consistent in your efforts and sort of like your hard work. And that is very much so wonderful about you, and that's very charming because like sometimes we have a lot of inconsistent people in our lives, like they would promise you a lot of things but their actions sort of like say otherwise. But for you, group number one, what makes you wonderful is that you actually keep and match your words with your action. So you are a very reliable person, and that's because you value integrity, and you don't like to make people feel as though they are not worth it. So you try to be considerate of other people, and that makes you really wonderful person to be around. So I want to know like what kind of special gift you can share with others. What special gift you have? Okay, so you have this type of inside you, there is something that very much so like bring some sort of your true desires within you. So you sort of make other people, like when you talk to other people, your special gift is that you make the people realize their worth and what they are capable of. So for example, like you might see friends who are a bit down and out about their dating life, right? But then when you talk to those friends, they get more confidence boost, right? They get confidence boost, and they get more of a clarity that the difficult times that they are going through while dating around is normal, and that it's okay to have failures in life, and that they realize how important and special they are after talking to you, because you just bring out that type of confidence in other people by your caring nature and devotion, right? You are very devoted to your friend. So your devotion to your friendships and your relationships makes other people become brighter and inspired, and just like they just feel better after hanging out with you. So you bring out those types of good parts in other people. After talking to you, you're like a therapist friend almost. They just feel very healed. So that is the special gift that you bring out in other people. And I would like to know more about your special gift. So Page of Swords is all about you bringing that type of like balanced and fair type of thinking to other people. So for example, like you are the type of person who do not like to take sides. So what that means is that you realize that in life, like this type of black and white thinking is not really true necessarily sometimes, and maintaining that balanced mindset is sort of better for our mental health. So you being fair and you not taking sides, but like seeing all sides of things first before making judgments, that is very, very special gift that other people find you to be so wonderful. Because sometimes a lot of people might sort of like get peer pressured, for example, to take one side over the others, and they might make extreme opinions. But your special gift is that you do not have extreme opinions. You have the sort of like the mindset that you must know all the sides before making decision or judgment about something. So you are very smart in that sense, that you know that not everything is like black and white. So that type of mindset, that kind of attitude is your special gift that you can share with other people, right? So for example, if other people struggle with black and white thinking, you with your sort of like wisdom to see all the sides, that can bring them a little bit clarity that not everything is as extreme as it appears to be, right? So that kind of wisdom is your special gift as such, that you bring out to the world, and that makes you really, really special as well. So, and I want to know, how can you practice some self-love as well? So how can you practice self-love? Okay, so spending time with like socializing with the important people in your life. And for example, if you value family, spending time with your family is how you can practice self-love. So spending time with people who lift you up, who energize you, who motivate, encourage, and support you, that is going to be a form of self-love for you, group number one. Because remember, you are sort of like sometimes some wrong people enter your life, making you doubt your worth and making you doubt your true character. So it is important for you to surround yourself with the right people who can bring you back to earth and who can make you realize your worth and remind you how wonderful you are. And also letting go of things that you cannot control, that is how you can also practice some self-love. And forgiving people who have wronged you in the past, that is also a form of self-love, right? Forgiving someone else is not necessarily about them, but also for yourself as well, for your own happiness. And doing that will be such a highest form of self-love and humility that we all need sometimes, group number one. And that is how you can practice your self-love. And let's get more into detail about how you can practice your self-love. So, past life relationship, you have known each other before. So this is just a sort of like connection to your past life. This is not your first life on this earth, which means that you're probably an old soul. So I think that's why you have this mindset of not thinking in extreme black and white, right? You know how, like in life, so many circumstances influence the way that things turn out to be and how people behave, and you understand that. So that's why you don't have that extreme black or white thinking, and that's because of your sort of like subconscious experience and wisdom you carry from your past life. So you practicing self-love is all about like trusting your unconscious parts of you, that is such as your wisdom from your past life. Express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. So to practice self-love, you need to also treat yourself as though you would treat a loved one. So in order to practice self-love, you need to do all of these, like treating yourself like a lover sometimes, like just going on walks, exercising, eating yourself good food, and like you don't have to be with someone in order to practice self-love activities. You can just chill in your house, go somewhere by yourself, taking yourself on dates. That's what you can do for your self-love journey. So this is all the readings that I got for you on what makes you wonderful and what special gifts you have in you that make you wonderful, and also how you can practice self-love, group number 1. So I hope you enjoyed your reading, and if you did, please leave a like, subscribe, and set the noti because future videos are coming out very soon, 2 videos every week. So I hope you enjoyed your reading, and I will see you in my next one. Alright, welcome group number 2. If you chose this group, this is your reading for what makes you wonderful. And this is the tiger's eye that you have chosen. Let's take a quick look at it. This is all about luck, prosperity, and sort of like protection that you can carry with you. So let's write down into your reading. So the first one, what makes you wonderful, is your ability to sort of like feel things, your emotional intelligence. So your ability to bounce back from your like struggles, emotional struggles, or just life struggles in general. So you're the type of person who feels things very deeply for other people and for yourself and for everything that's going on in around the world. So that makes you really wonderful because it shows your sort of like emotional vulnerability that most people are not willing to show or go through. You don't really suppress your emotions, even if it is like bad emotions. You feel them and you let them go at the end of the day. And your emotional intelligence like this and self-awareness really makes you wonderful. And also your optimistic outlook on life makes you really wonderful as well, because not a lot of people can stay optimistic, right, after they go through such rough patches of their life. And sometimes, let's admit it, we see people changing for the worse after they have gone through very bad life experiences. And maybe sometimes it is not their fault entirely, but you, group number 2, your resilience to still be strong, kind, and very optimistic even after you went through such adversity in life tells you a lot about how strong you are as a person, and that makes you really wonderful. And other people, when they see you as this almost like happy person with no worries, which is not totally true. Inside, you always sometimes feel lonely, anxious, and just like sad sometimes. But with your optimistic type of nature, you are still energetic, so people see you very fresh and optimistic almost. So that just shows you how strong you are again, right? So I want to know what makes you wonderful. Let's get a little bit more details. So your ability to be very much so grounded, and for example, you are very hardworking, even if it is about you struggling sometimes, you just don't give up. That is your strength, and that makes you really wonderful because you are just a very good caring person who likes to take things seriously. Whatever you do, even if you don't feel like it, you do it with such devotion and caring, like caring nature. So that is very like good, because when people are around you, they see how you taking your job or your life seriously is such a very good trait. Like, you take care of yourself very well, and you take care of other people well as well. And that makes you really wonderful, because only when you take care of yourself well, you're able to sort of give that love and positive energy to others, right? And I want to know about what is a special gift that you have, or what are the special gifts that you have that you can share with other people. So this is the one that I have gotten. So 8 of Wands energy is like very much so someone who is again able to work through with their adversity, and they are able to sort of take actions instead of being stuck in a very like victim mindset. So you are able to take charge of yourself situation, and you don't wait for other people to save you. And that's a special gift that can inspire many people in your life when they see you going through a rough patch of your life, but then they see you like getting up back again and trying again and again, even after failures or even after setbacks. They see that as such a very attractive thing, and that is such a special gift which is inspiring to other people who are also looking forward to making themselves grow a bit more. So that is a special gift. Your resilience and grit is your special gift that you can share with other people. And also, when you are looking at situations and your life, you look at things from almost a very logical way of thinking. So you see things as like something, whenever you make decisions or whenever you make judgments, you try to have this very much so like decisions that's very fair and that's like very deserving. So for example, let's say your French group has a conflict, let's say, but you are the type of person who has that special gift of seeing like all the other sides and making good decisions for the group and for all the people in a way that's a win-win situation. So you're almost like a judge in your friend group, right? You're almost a see-all person who everyone comes to you for advice and how you view things. So you're very, very perceptive. So your perceptiveness is what people admire you for, and that's also a special gift that you can share with other people. And I want to get a little bit more details about it. So Ace of Wands is that your ideas are not based on the like what other people say, but your ideas are very original. Your way of thinking is very original and relatable, and because of that special gift, you're able to bring something unique to the table. Let's say even for friendship, you always have some fresh perspective to bring to the table that no one thought of. For example, if the group is having a fight, you sort of just like try to mediate the situation, and you bring the fresh perspective that no one has to fight this much, and that it's an ego thing, right? So you tell things very straightforward, but in a way that's like acceptable. Like you just say something and people are like, okay, yeah, you're right. So people like cannot say anything back to you because, well, what you say is actually true after much self-reflection. So you bring some fresh perspective to other people's mind, and also in your group or work projects you always have some fresh idea. So when you do work, you work in a way that is fresh and very like out of the box. So you bring something original to the group or work project that makes the work your team like have more fun instead of them taking it as just a job. You make it more fun, and that type of creativeness is your creativity is also a special gift that you bring to the table, group number 2. So I also want to know about how you can like practice self-love as well, because I want to know a bit more about it. So the way that you can practice your self-love is being kind to yourself and embracing your sort of like both flaws and also all of your experiences that you have gone through, being patient with yourself and also not being afraid to speak your mind too much, because remember, your special gift is saying things that are hard to hear but need to hear. So you have a lot of those perception that is something like most people cannot have unless they're very self-aware and emotionally intelligent, right? So you can sometimes be doubtful of your own capabilities. So you need to let go of these fear of judgments in order to speak your truth, because whether or not you believe it to be true, other people see or hear you and they actually think, okay, well, I didn't want to hear it, but I needed to hear it, right? So you're the type of person who can bring that to other people. That makes you wonderful. So you need to trust yourself and give yourself some grace and let yourself be truthful as well once in a while when you need to. And that is how you can practice self-love as well. I want to know how you can practice self-love, more details about it. Okay, so just rest for a bit. You are very emotionally intelligent, and that means that you're an empathetic soul. So sometimes you absorb other people's problems or energy, even like the bad energy. So you need to like rest a bit, right? Restore your own sense of peacefulness and your own emotional cup in order to just like not show up for other people but also for yourself sometimes, right? And that's how you can practice self-love. I want to get more details about how you can practice self-love and also about what makes you wonderful. Stay optimistic about your love life. So sometimes you might fall into anxious thoughts and mind because, like I've said, you absorb bad energy also. So staying positive and not in a very like toxic positivity, but like real optimism, like realistic optimism, that is good for you to, that's a good approach for you in order to sort of stay grounded and not fall into the trap of like depressed mood, for example. Keep an open mind. So you might also need to let go of some expectations and some sort of when you meet other people, you might sort of think that other people are as good as you, and sometimes when they don't turn out to be the way they are, you end up being disappointed. So keeping an open mind about how like even the people you love most can disappoint you, can save you a little bit more anxiety and depression. So like just giving other people grace as well and allowing the space for them to make mistakes can also be a form of self-love to you, right? Because sometimes how other people disappoint you is out of your control. So being open about the things and letting go of things we don't have control over, that is how you can also, of course, practice your self-love. So that's the reading that I got for you, group number 2, for what makes you wonderful and how you can practice your self-love, and also what special gifts you have that you bring to the table. I hope you really enjoyed this. If you did, please like, subscribe, and set the notice because more videos are coming out soon, and I will see you in my next videos. Okay, so welcome group number 3. If you chose this group, this is your reading on what makes you wonderful. Black obsidian is all about purification and sort of just letting go of things that are really harming you, and just sort of like having a very good effective decisions to make. So what makes you wonderful? Let's get straight into it. What makes you wonderful is that you are able to go into this type of mood where you bring some sort of healing energy to other people. So when people like talk to you, they can sense that you have this calm aura, and just like you are the type of person who choose your words carefully, not to hurt other people, as to say, and when they talk to you, they feel a sense of calmness, just like your personality. So they feel as though you are a therapist to them almost. Maybe you have heard from your friends or family whenever they come and talk to you about their problems or their worries. After you talk to them, they say, "Oh wow, thanks, like that was like almost a therapy session," right? So I feel as though you will hear that type of phrase often from your friends and family, and that makes you really wonderful. That just means you're a very safe person to be around, and that kind of energy comes from really good-hearted people, and you are just very good, calm, and good-hearted person. People just feel safe for them to be vulnerable and seek advice from you, right? Because they just can feel good energy from you, and that makes you so wonderful because you are the type of person people count on for advice, for honesty, and that's like really wonderful trait, right? And Queen of Wands tells me, yeah, so people definitely see you as very charismatic and the person they can count on you, and someone who can bring them sort of good energy, and the person who is able to be very intuitive. Sometimes like people feel as though you read their minds because you are a very good listener, and that makes you really wonderful. Because sometimes like people love to talk about themselves, but they're not very good at actively listening, right? But for you, group number 3, you are able to listen to other people very actively, that they just feel very understood and they feel like no time is wasted when they talk to you, and that makes you a very wonderful person, being a very good active listener, right? And also you're able to have many hobbies that you explore, and that is like display of your curiosity, right? So that curiosity is very attractive, and it makes you a wonderful person, because when people get older, they forget the fun of play in life, but you, group number 3, you don't forget to play out into your curiosity, almost like childlike curiosity, and that makes you really wonderful, because it's hard to stay curious in the midst of doing our serious jobs, for example. But you like learning new things and doing new and experience new stuff, and that makes you really like interesting person to be around as well. And that type of determined, mature vibes is mature and both like playful vibe is what makes you really wonderful. I want to get more details about what makes you wonderful. Oh, okay, so you are the person who is almost like jack of all trades, right? You know what it takes in you in order to do a certain work or a task, and you are very self-assured, or at least you can bounce back from your own insecurities. You're able to internally validate yourself. That's the word. So sometimes a lot of people search for external validation to feel reassured, but you, group number 3, you try to search for the internal validation, and that makes you so wonderful because you realize the important lesson in life that when we chase external validation, it's like endless journey, right? It's never ending journey, and it never really leads to true happiness, right? But group number 3, you're the type of person who chases for that internal validation. You first try to like yourself, and you just try to accept other people, like not everyone will like you, and that external validation is chasing that external validation all the time, right? All the time to a very unhealthy amount is just not how you are, and you realize that important sort of lesson in life. So that makes you a really wonderful person to be around because you are relatable, and in a sense that type of confidence from within is very like alluring, and that makes you so wonderful. So I don't know how you did it, group number 3, but that's what you have. You have a strong sense of self. That's what I can see. So I want to know about the special gift that you bring. So the special gift that you bring is your nurturing energy and just your ability to sort of like be almost like an angel, right? So your ability to be very pure, innocent, and your ability to see good in others, that's your superhero strength. Because in this world where sometimes people might see more bad sides in other people than good, you bring something, the special gift of seeing the good in people and supporting them, right? Even like the people are making mistakes, you give them the space to make mistakes, and you also try to see things that, okay, well, I am sure that they are on the right path on their own growth. So you just like put faith in other people around you, and that's such a very good trait to have. That's a special gift, right? Being able to be supportive genuinely is a special gift that you bring to other people and you can share with other people. Group number 3 and 5 of Pentacles. So this is again your special gift in this life is about you being able to go through life patches and being able to bounce back from it, and also you are able to spot out who is a loner, right, in a group, and you try to make them feel more included. So your special gift is noticing the person who needs help and going out of your way sometimes to help them. So that is what I can see. And like maybe this is linked to your, like what makes you so wonderful is your sort of like therapist vibe, right? So you just see the people who may seem fine on the outside, but you, group number 3, you see that they're not really fine at all inside. And your special gift is being able to see that parts in people. So you're able to heal other people and get them to talk to you, not forcefully, but in a way that is very much so mutually respectful. So your special gift is also being able to be one-on-one with people in your life, spend quality time with them, and also being able to make special, meaningful connections with other people. So that type of like, you're the person who everyone considers to be quality type of friend, like a quality long-term type of friend or a partner or a family member, because of how you are reliable and emotionally intelligent and carefree and playful and self-assured, and being able to provide safe space for them. So your special gift is those things. And I want to know a bit more about how you can practice self-love. Okay, so the way that you can sort of have self-love is to go to other people as well. So maybe you're more often than not the helper, but in order to practice some sort of self-love, you need to also go to other people and get help. So that doesn't mean like go to them every time you have a problem, but not being hesitant whenever you need help from other people. So you're always receptive to helping others, but perhaps you feel as though you can do everything on your own sometimes, and that type of overtly being independent on yourself can be also something that's not really a form of self-love, but maybe you need to let go of extreme people-pleasing tendencies, right? I'll be honest with you in my readings. Group number 3, I hope you can appreciate that. And it's like you just have to realize that it's okay to be cared for, to get help from other people, right? And because real friends and real people in your life, they will not keep score of the good things and the help that they do for you. So you don't have to worry about burdening them sometimes. If they're really willing to help you, they will help you. And you need to be open to getting help as well. So that's how you can practice self-love. I want to know a bit more details about how you can practice self-love. So 7 of Swords totally jumped out, and 7 of Swords is all about for example, in order to practice your self-love, you need to be able to accept the parts of yourself that are not really like perfect. So sometimes you might like say something to make other people feel better, but you don't really mean those words. So of course, it's very good. It comes from good intentions, but then you feel guilty afterwards because you believe that it was not very authentic or genuine of you. But you know, everyone like tells white lies from time to time, but in order to sort of give yourself some grace, just accept that it's okay to have these people-pleasing tendencies. And as long as you improve over time, that's okay. So accepting the imperfect parts of you can also be good for you. And of course, balancing yourself. Sometimes for you, you need to be a little bit more selfish. So that means that not only giving advice and being there for other people, but also getting help. So again, like that's tied to this Hierophant card. So you need to be able to balance the part of yourselves and not only give, but also take to practice self-love. And let's get more into details about how you can practice self-love. So it's safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive, the highest energy of all. So remember what I just said about just be open to give and take? Well, that's exactly it. To practice self-love, just be open to not only give but take. You don't have to give all the time, right? You can also receive it. Love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. This is a bit calling you out first as well. So don't, make sure you put yourself also and not let go of like people pleasing tendency sometimes, right? To practice self-love. Okay, so that's the reading that I got for you, group number 3. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like, subscribe, and also set the notif. And I hope to see you very soon because the new videos are coming out very soon. And thanks for watching. I will see you in my next videos.